Hey guys, back to today's video, and in today's video I'll be doing another episode of Scary Stories. So this one is true, and it's from a Reddit user. The Reddit user's name is TraumaticDramatics. The link will be in the description, and the story was submitted 4 days ago. So here it is. I forgot to say it's true. So here it is. So a couple of days ago, my boyfriend and I were driving up Uplands Road. That's in the middle of the woods. And as we turn a corner, we first see the deer. The deer didn't even flinch at our car coming up the road, which was weird. Then we saw it. Now, I'm not normally a scared person, but seeing this almost made me pee myself. It looked like as if this thing was talking to the deer. It had to be at least 8 feet tall, very thin, and it was all black with wings. It flew right up in front of the car, and my boyfriend slammed on the brakes, turns to me and says, "Tell me you saw that." And he asked me to describe it to him as to make sure he wasn't going crazy. I did, and we sped all the way home. This all happened in about a minute, although it felt like a lot longer. I was telling my dad about it, and he saw the same exact creature years earlier at my sister's bus stop. He tried to convince my sister it was a garbage bag or something, but my sister's response was, "Daddy, that thing was too fast and too big to be a trash can." And all my dad could say was, "I don't know." If anyone has any idea what this could be, I'd appreciate a comment. I'm very skeptical about these things, and I'm looking for a more logical explanation. So that was it. It was, pretty disturbing, let's say, and it was true. If you have seen the same creature or lived a similar experience, you can go ahead and comment what you saw, how you saw, and some details. And you can also, I'll put the link in the description for the Reddit user and the post, and you can go ahead and talk to the user. And I was thinking maybe it was a new species or something, or a species that was going extinct, and one more of them lived, or two of them. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because there's also in Greek mythology, there's a sort of, it's pretty similar with the wings and stuff. It's Assyrian Lamassu. It's in the Institute Museum in the University of Chicago. It's a sculpture, so I think it's Greek mythology from 721 BCE. So I'm not sure. But anyways, here's the second story. So the second story is also from a Reddit user. It's from Anubis-Kami. Anubis, I think it's one of the gods of Egypt or something. So it was submitted 2 months ago, and it's true. It's called No One Believes, and here it is. I remember when I was around the age of 4, my family and I lived in a small apartment on the 4th floor, which was pretty high. The apartment was full of stupid people like drug addicts and other low-life criminals. Just a comment from myself. I don't think criminals and drug addicts are that stupid. But hey, everyone has their choices. So let's continue. And other low-life criminals. There were no other kids in the unit, so I mainly spent my time playing with toys. One night, after my mother turned off the lights for bedtime, the whole family went to sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night, around 2 a.m. I was pretty thirsty, so I was going to grab a cup from the kitchen. But as I was pulling off my blanket, I heard noises. Noises coming from the other side of the house. Being a stupid toddler, I didn't think anything of it. So I got up and walked out of my room. The moon was lighting up the room through the open sliding door to the veranda. But then I came to the terrifying realization that the sliding door was supposed to be closed. I knew this because I was the one who closed it before bed. But at that moment, I heard noises again. They were coming from the kitchen. I put two and two together and realized that someone was in the home. I tried tiptoeing to my parents' room, but I looked behind me, and what I saw scared me. It was a man in a costume. He looked at me and he grabbed me. He was pulling off my hair and putting his hand on my mouth. But I broke out of his grip and ran to my mother's room. I was too scared to say anything. The next morning, I told my mother everything, but she told me it was all just a wild nightmare. I tried to tell my dad, but he said the same thing. Only I know what happened, but no one believes me. I will never forget that sack he wore over his head. And the thing that still bothers me is how did he manage to get to the 4th floor? The door was locked, and so were the windows. So, did he climb the entire building? And if he did, why me? My true story. So there was this. That was the second story. It was also pretty disturbing. And I'll do a third story. So here it is. So here's the third story. It's true. It's from Reddit too, and it's from a user called Eareva. It was submitted 2 months ago also. It's called He, and it's true, I think I said. So here it is. Hi, I did not intend or consider this post to be exactly story material, nor do I expect it to be featured. It is true to me, therefore I would hope it is to you too. It is relatively short, yet has not left my line of thinking since it happened. Much like the people who are reading, listening to this forum, I believe there are inklings that you simply cannot ignore, and forces that cannot simply be knocked down to science. I was at this horror convention. There was a party taking place at the hotel pool later that evening, going by the theme as a night in hell. It will make sense later. So as one could imagine, everyone was in their devil angel costumes, chilling in hell. Disclaimer, I'm a person that enjoys people reading, figuring them out. I would consider myself very good at it. I would like to address that I'm aware that there's error, and I'm not claiming to have some type of powers or say I know them in and out, because that would be a lie. However, my gut speaks loudly, and the eyes grave over what they want. I digress. I flow around the people in costume, drinking, dancing, picking someone to fulfill my thrill-seeking journey of energy and who I make nice with. While returning to my own group of people, I swiftly turned mid-step. I spotted a man. This man was tall, his skin was even, and in complexions absolutely no texture. Eyes light but glossy. It was as if he was made out of flesh like latex, and perfectly crafted features. He was not dressed up in any costume. He came as is, and there he was. He had features that were subtle, yet to compose a face I can't forget, but have also completely forgotten. I looked at him, admired him, and he did to me. I did not try to hide the fact that I was staring at this man. He did not hide the reciprocity, and I did not know what I felt in those moments. There simply was not enough time to drink in everything I picked up and react accordingly. Then on, I carried on and made my rounds. Spoke to people, hugged, laughed. I found myself in the same loop circling the pool for new blood. Then I looked up, and there he was again. It was as if he knew I knew something. I looked at him in the eyes, and he looked at me. I managed to muster a smile, and he smiled at me. It was as if he was affirming that what I was giving to him. I do also consider that he might have just found me cute and decided to smile back. However, I carried on to the party. My mind considered the encounter more than just a general exchange with a man in a crown. My mind carried me directly to him, the Beelzebub, the Prince of Darkness, God's fallen favorite. Now I need you as the readers, listeners, to understand that. I know how crazy this sounds, and many of you have probably already stopped reading, listening. I would like to add that I am a satanist practicing Lavianism. In short, Lavianism doesn't believe there's a devil or God. However, I find there to be a reason I felt this way, and nor did I have any preconceived notion or a fascinating reason I felt this way, nor did I have any fascination in finding him. It came from my gut and from what my eyes gathered. I began to recount stories and claims of encountering the devil in person. None of them, to my immediate recollection, matched that of my own experience. I neither regret nor not speaking to him or making something more of the smile. As per my beliefs, I want to say that I made this up and that I do not believe myself for even entertaining this idea. However, I'd be lying if I said I did not want to go back and take a closer look at the face. I almost cannot remember. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Like the video. Comment down below for anything else and for suggestions. And you can comment. I'll put the link in the description for these Reddit stories. And you can talk with the owner of the stories, let's say. Yeah, that's it. Hope you liked it, and that's it. Thank you.
Two minutes till it's filled.